Hello and welcome to Dreaming of Scotland. This is a channel dedicated to showing you and sharing everything about Scotland with you, and especially here in my hometown of Edinburgh where we are based. I'm really excited to be sharing lots of different parts of Edinburgh, and I'm doing a bit of a series. You might have noticed on the channel already we've covered some famous Edinburgh streets, and that is continuing today with Cockburn Street. These little videos aim to just show you a little bit of what they're like. Cockburn Street is famous for a couple of things. First of all, it connects the new town down there, which is Princess Street, and the Christmas markets, which are just getting set up down there now, behind me. That is Princess Street, the main shopping street. It connects Princess Street, the new town, with the old town, and it curves up this street here, all the way up in a big kind of bend, all the way up to the Royal Mile, which is the high street, the old town. And that's the main kind of function of the street, really, is it is a connecting street, but it's also very beautiful just by the way it's laid out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys a bit of a wander up Cockburn Street. I'll walk straight up so you can see what I'm looking at, so that when you come here to Edinburgh, you'll know what Cockburn Street's all about. You'll have an idea and you might come here. And there's some quite cool bars, pubs and other kind of food and things here that I'll show you on the way as well. Alright, so let's go for a bit of a walk now. A lot of people, I should say, at the start of this video, get the name wrong because if you read it, it's Cockburn Street, which could be a bit awkward. Yeah, and rude. But it's a silent C-K. It's Cockburn. That's how we pronounce it. Cockburn, not Cockburn. Cockburn Street. I've actually stayed, even though I live in Edinburgh, I've actually stayed right here on the corner of Cockburn Street at the bottom, at the Motel 1, which is a really good place to stay. So just pointing that out initially. Where is it? There it is. And another thing worth pointing out to you guys is right there. That's Edinburgh Dungeons, quite a famous Edinburgh tourist attraction if you're into that kind of thing. And basically we're right here in the heart of Edinburgh right now. So let's go for a walk up Cockburn Street. Great to see you here, thanks for joining. If you're new to my channel, Dreaming of Scotland, please subscribe down below, I'd really appreciate it. And leave me a thumbs up. Let's go walk up Cockburn Street. So, starting at the very bottom of the Cockburn Street here, we are going to make our way up to the top. Now, they are just getting ready for Christmas here in Edinburgh, so they've started to put the Christmas lights up, but they're not turned on yet. So this will look even more spectacular when the lights are on. But I think one of the reasons people like Cockburn Street and a lot of the Edinburgh streets like this one is they're kind of like just curvy and old and gothic looking. Look at that, I mean, it's spectacular in the rain. Wet floor, you can see all the lights kind of reflecting off the ground. It just looks old and medieval and pretty awesome, right? A lot of people come here to take Instagram photos. There are shortcuts. This basically ends up at the Royal Mile along there. There are shortcuts all the way up here, like this one for example. If you go up these very steep steps, you'll end up on the Royal Mile. But I'm not going to do that, I'm going to walk up the more gentle path here, up Cockburn Street, which is a little bit more forgiving. The Malt Shovel, I've been in there, that is a whiskey bar. They sell all kinds of stuff, including food and beer, but they do sell whiskey. So if you like a wee dram, there is that. Not much going on for tourists on this side of the street. This is the city chambers up here behind. But most of the kind of shops and stuff are on the other side. Just to point out this shop here, Armstrong and Sons, they have got 3 or 4 different branches around Edinburgh. If you're into vintage clothes, second-hand clothes, vintage clothes really, especially with a Scottish touch, kilts and all the rest of it, I recommend checking this out. Probably the best vintage second-hand clothes shops in Edinburgh. Because they're vintage and they're selected pieces, it's not the cheapest, but get some really cool things in these shops. They've got 3 or 4 of them around the city, like I said. Worth checking out. Cockburn Street's appeared in a few films on the big screen and in like adverts over the years. One of the most recent big massive hits that Cockburn Street appeared in was the Avengers. Avengers, they basically filmed throughout Edinburgh's Old Town, smashed the whole entire city to pieces. There was one particular scene where they basically took over this shop on the corner that I'm going to show you. This shop in the corner here, the Milkman, is a cafe. They turned it into a bakery in the film, and it was used in a number of scenes all the way up here. But as you can see, I think one of the reasons people like it here on the street, it's got all these old buildings, it's got lots of cafes, bars. Scotsman Lounge up there, I've been in there for a few good nights. But ultimately it just looks good. It looks good on camera, so a lot of people come here to take photos for Instagram and stuff like that. They come here to take selfies as they walk up the street, and why not? It's really cool. And then as we make it to the top of Cockburn Street here, we're almost at the very top of Cockburn Street now, it meets the famous Royal Mile, which I'm just about on. This here is the Royal Mile. I'm now on it, and goes all the way up to Edinburgh Castle, which is way at the top of this street here. So yeah, that's Cockburn Street for you. So that is a very quick look for you guys at Cockburn Street. No doubt when you are in Edinburgh, if you're in the city centre, you'll come through here, either just walking through it because you're going to be getting from the new town down at Princess Street up to the Royal Mile, or maybe you want to check out some shops and bars that are on here. I don't know, there's lots of things to see, but it's a beautiful street, one of Edinburgh's famous streets, and it appears on the blog dreamingofscotland.net. I'll put a link down below. Please go and check that out for the full lowdown about Cockburn Street and what there is to see and do here. And then all the famous Edinburgh streets that you need to check out, I'll put a link to that down below as well. A full review of all the famous streets you're going to want to check out when you come to Edinburgh, and of course this one right here, Cockburn Street, is one of them. So thanks for watching again. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and check out some of the videos I've got for you. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Take care.